Hi, welcome back to DIY with Gayle. I'm Gayle, and today I wanted to play with glue. Some hot glue. I made these little pictures. They kind of reminded me of something I made in school with tin, and my kids had made with copper. And of course it wasn't with glue. They did some sort of pressing with a nail or something like that to make pictures on them. But I saw this and thought, ooh, I kind of like the floral and fauna look. And so I'm going to show you what I did to make these very simple little glue pictures. Now I will say that I wanted to make sure that I was using the right glue, so I did a little checking. I did tacky glue here, low temp glue over here, and then my very hot glue gun here. Let me turn that so you can see. Now the hot glue gun, I found I was able to get smaller little lines with. I will say they did run fast, so I did have to be careful with that. On the low temp gun, it was really good for these bigger items, and I did get a lot of this. And I will say I did pick it off. It's very easy to pick off. And I did leave a couple on, let me see if I can, on here. You can see in here there's a little bit, and I thought it actually gave it a little detail. So I'm gonna leave a little bit more on the next ones I do and see what happens. Anyway, back to my glue board. So the low temp, like I said, didn't do too bad, but for finer things, I think it'd be a little hard. And then, of course, over here I did the tacky, which took forever to dry, of course, and it did not hold any shape whatsoever. It really did flatten out. And as you can see, these kept shape. I'm not sure how much the camera picks up, but I was able to get some good shape out of them. So what I did to do this was, you can do this on cardboard, obviously. I did my little sample there and even painted on it, and I thought it turned out wonderful. These happen to be painter's boards that I got at Walmart, and all I did was decide what I really wanted to do, be it a little grass maybe, and just squirt it on. And I didn't worry too much about what it looked like as far as making sure every hole was covered. Oops, my glue's there sinking. And I don't really care if it looks like actual nature, just that I have the idea of some nature in there. And like I said, this will take a few minutes to dry. And I'm kind of one of those people that likes some instant art every once in a while, and I felt this was a wonderful instant art project. Just have fun with it. I think I'll put a leaf up here. Now you can fill in these items too. I did find filling in some of them made a very interesting look after the paint went on. And like I said, just have some fun, okay? All right, so I have one over here that's actually cool, so we can play with it right away. And I have some paint out. And I will tell you, when you start painting on this, you're gonna find that you will have to go under the sides of your glue a little bit, because it's rounded and it kind of sticks up there, and you don't care if you go over your glue, it doesn't matter. Matter of fact, I think it looks pretty. But do get under the sides of the glue there so that you have no white showing. I will say it took 2 coats, and I did have to be careful and do, like in some areas, do this little circular motion-y thing, excuse me, in order to get it so it didn't look like I had paintbrush marks. I don't paint a lot. I'm not a painter, like this kind of a painter, but hey, it looked fun. And so I'm not sure if there's something I can do that makes those marks not appear there quite as heavy, but I found if I did kind of a circular motion in those areas that I could take it away. do really have to get under the edges of all your little designs. Let me see, if you can see down in here, you can see right in there where I really didn't get in there, and that'll show, all of that will show. I'm not quite sure if you can see in there or not, but I'm going to go along there, and like I said, you really just get under there. Don't be afraid. And it will peel off if you really pry it, as you probably know that about hot glue. But it really takes a lot to get it up and off, so just have fun with it. Okay. Once your background is all painted, then you can decide if you want to go over your glue with another color. Okay, I'm going to pull this one here back over because I was looking at it and it needs a second coat. As you can see, I do have brush marks. I'm not sure how much the camera picks up, but it does need its second coat. So I will make sure that I do a second coat on it. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of wet rag and wipe my brush off a little bit. And I have some purple over here, and I just thought the purple on here would be so pretty. And so I just put very little on it, and then I even brushed off because I just want a subtle hint. And it's no big deal if it goes off onto my background, because really I'm okay with that. I'm hoping you can see that, just that light color of the purple on there, and I do like it. Oh, I'm so glad I thought of that. Even a little darker isn't so bad. And there's those big spots that I said about filling in. So the more or less glue you have in your design, totally up to you. And you can see it just makes things different, unique. And I really like the purple with the silver. Now if I wanted this a little lighter, or say I don't want it quite that dark and I oopsed it, just take your wet napkin and you can go along. Actually try a dry one first and see, you know, take a little bit off. It takes quite a bit off actually. And I'm going to go over here and use the wet one. I think the wet one works better. It doesn't take it quite off as much, see? And never reuse the spot that you just dipped in, because you will end up with something on there you probably won't want. So just a little dab with your wet one will just take up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Just a little. All right. And that is playing with glue. Like I said, just try it. Sample, you know, sample some things. Give it a try. It can't hurt. And I will tell you, I'll probably do some more stuff with glue gun and the hot glue, because boy, there's a lot of things you can do with it. You can make molds and fill molds, all of those little oh gosh, I can't remember what they're called that everybody uses. The Nathan, do you remember what it's called? You pour the two pieces together and it creates something in it, a chemical reaction, and makes a nice little, oh, we'll be deleting that part from this. But anyway, have fun with the glue, enjoy, and use your imagination. Mascara.